Welcome to the Sailor Jimmy Podcast, your one-stop shop for raw takes on current events, sports, news, and everything in between. Inspiring people to chase their dreams, share their success stories, and find joy in life. Now, here's your captain at the helm, U.S. Navy veteran, Jimmy Rogers.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Sailor Jimmy Podcast. We're live here in studio in Tomball, Texas. We have a great guest today. Been trying to get this guy in here on the show. We've had to reschedule a few times, but he's here today. His name is Cody Eberhardt. He is the president, CEO of Fallow Construction. I'm going to read something straight from his website that kind of describes Cody and his business. This is from the horse's mouth himself. In my role as president, I get the privilege of leading a family-based, God-loving team that conducts our business with integrity, proficiency, and safety. I'm thrilled at the outlook of our company and look forward to the continuous growth with our customers, vendors, and great community. Our vision is far from tunneled, as we will continue to streamline and make necessary adjustments that will consist of expanding in-house capabilities for many opportunities in the future. That's from Cody himself on his website. My honor, my privilege to welcome you to the show, Cody Eberhardt. What's up, Cody?
What's up, man? It's been a long time coming. I know, the past, 5 months, I think we rescheduled 3 times. I know there was, as we got into the Pill for a Purpose, I know Josh Ward and everybody that was coming through, we were supposed to hit it. And actually, it was on me. I came in the day that it was supposed to debut, and I didn't realize we were supposed to record 2 days earlier. So,
well, man, I appreciate you taking the fall on that, because I know I've probably done the same to you plenty of times. And we're both busy people, and we always have a good attitude about it. So at least we're here now.
We're here. We made it. Fall. Exactly. It started in January, and here we are in October. But we're here, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for letting me come aboard. Looking forward to some great stuff happening, and we'll get further into that, as we get this going.
So Cody and I, this is actually, you should feel very special, because we got the IV girl in the house today, Kelly, the IV girl. As you guys can see, Cody and I are hooked up here to some IVs.
Got a little something to get us prepped for the for the fall.
We need this hydration after this weekend. I know I had a long weekend, and I actually played 18 holes yesterday in a charity golf tournament, Wildcat Golf Club, and I'm sure you've been busy. So let me tell you all about Kelly, the IV chick, real quick. She's in here dripping. She runs a mobile IV drip business. Kelly, you want to jump in the camera real quick and wave? Say hello.
There she is. There she is.
She's here hooking us up, making us feel good. So Kelly, that IV Girl LLC is actually the name of the company. It's a mobile infusion company. It says we are a physician-directed team comprised of compassionate and highly skilled registered nurses and licensed paramedics. That IV Girl provides clients with IV hydration services in the comfort of their home, office, or hotel. So it doesn't matter where you are at home, here in the studio, me and Cody.
I mean, I tell you what, she just stuck both of us, and I didn't feel a thing. So that's pretty sharp there. That's some good stuff.
That's exactly what I said. She put some numbness cream or something on there. I didn't even feel you poke me. Anyways, she's a mobile IV business. Text or call her at 936-900-9143 for services. I was looking at some of these drips she offers, Cody, and the names are kind of funny, because it kind of describes my life a little bit. One of them is called the After Party.
Yeah, the migraine relief. I think we've all felt that on the weekend, huh?
The kiss and tell.
Yeah. Happy funny. Monday, right?
Exactly. But anyways, y'all call Kelly, the IV Girl, if you need anything. Make sure you tell her Sailor Jimmy Podcast sent you. And maybe she'll stick around and keep hooking me up with some IVs.
Hey, we're looking forward to having her. There's a lot of events coming up, and she's going to be our girl.
She's going to be busy this fall.
That's right. That's right. And that's a pretty sharp setup she's got, so y'all need to check it out wherever y'all go next time.
I'm already feeling good, man.
How long are we doing this for? 2 hours?
Exactly.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, Cody, let's get into some fun stuff here to get the show rolling. Just a few. These questions are looking for like one-word responses. If you go a little more than one word, it's fine. But cool. What's your favorite kind of food?
Man, you already know me. Straight from the Cajun. I love the good crawfish, man. You can't beat it down south. So crawfish for sure.
That's interesting. I've never gotten that one. I know you're a big hunter. You like to hunt. What's your favorite hunt you've ever been on?
I just recently finished a big hunt in Brady, Texas, actually a couple weeks ago. As you know, fallow construction. I was able to harvest a beautiful white fallow deer.
Oh wow!
And so it was very cool, man. It was a definitely experience of a lifetime. I was surrounded by some good people, so I was able to have a client or two with me, and so they got to experience that as well. So, man, I would have to say that was definitely one. And when I killed my axes outside Austin, that was another very fun hunt with a great group of guys.
Sweet. I need some deer meat.
I got plenty. Probably about 60 pounds just sitting in the freezer.
Nice. What's your favorite sport?
I mean, as you would expect, it's definitely football. But I've
tough loss this weekend. Last weekend against Ole Miss.
Hey, my brother, we don't talk about that. That's bad juju there. But I will tell you, I was at the Texans game on Sunday, and what a game to be at, right?
Oh man, dude.
I mean, that was cool. From obviously JJ's Ring of Honor tribute, and then being able to see him, and having a little boy my own, and seeing him walk down that field. What an incredible moment for him and his family. Absolutely.
I mean, we've been suffering for a few years now, and to see the team put together a win like that at home. I think they said the last time we won a home game was like 2 years ago or something. It was crazy.
I watched C.J. Stroud, and I just smiled. I mean, I was I was literally grinning like a little kid, like the whole time. It was just reassuring that, hey, look, we may have us a ball club, right? For the past 3 years, I've been a season ticket, holder for, more or less our customers. But when I do get to snag a game, it's really cool to go out there and get a breath of fresh air, knowing that, hey, we can get a W because the past 2 years I wasn't able to even give away the last few months of the tickets. Nobody wanted to go. It was that bad. So it's cool.
I mean, for us football fans here in Houston, that last Sunday was big for us. Hopefully we can continue that. Okay, so football is your favorite sport. What would be your last meal if you had a chance to choose your last meal?
Southern Comfort, brother. You gotta have it. Again? I mean, no, nothing can beat some fried chicken, some mashed potatoes, and green meat. Just a good Southern Comfort
chicken
meal.
Fried steak and great white gravy.
Oh,
mashed potatoes.
I mean,
little corn,
green beans. You throw a little bit of everything. I mean, you put a concoction that KFC bowl, that protein bowl. I mean, put that together for me, and I'm gonna eat it. Right?
You know what I never understood is when people say, "What do you?" People ask, "What would you want as your last meal?" Like on death row.
Yeah.
Like, I want my last meal, if you're going to give me something good, like 30 days before I die. If I know I'm about to die, I'm probably not going to be having an appetite.
I don't even have time to digest this thing, man. You kidding me?
Forget that. No, I'm not going to want to eat it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree on that.
If you could be a superhero, what superhero would you be?
Oh, man. That's a good one. That is a really good one.
I'd be Captain America.
Yeah, you seem like that kind of guy. Way to go, Jimmy. Doesn't surprise me. I like Wolverine,
Wolverine?
Yeah, Wolverine's pretty cool.
Okay.
I like him.
Fair enough.
So, got a little warrior in the inside,
Okay, a little spirit.
Yeah.
If you could, this is the last one. If you could cure one world problem, anything in the world, what would you fix? What would you cure or get rid of on the earth?
Honestly, I would say cancer. I mean, that's been something that's been close to our family and what's happened, and obviously having to lose close family members, and then you just think about the future too. Foreseeable future of you obviously want the best for your kids and or anybody of that nature, and so just understanding that there hasn't been a cure, but knowing that there could be potentially, I would definitely say it's cancer.
It's that's the number one answer we get on the show is cancer,
for sure.
Well, cool, man. All right, let's get into the more serious stuff here. Talk to me a little bit about your business, Fallow Construction, how you got into the construction business.
Yeah, so Fallow Construction was started in 2020. It was kind of one of those God sent things. I did have another company prior in the pipeline construction side, and then once we sold back in October of 2020, then, it just kind of turned around. We started Fallow with intentions of, getting back in pipeline construction and commercial construction. Lo and behold, commercial construction just kind of took off, word of mouth, just people kind of got caught wind real quick that, hey, look, there's actually people that I've known for years,
right?
And so we started, connecting. We did a couple good jobs, one turned into 2 to 3, and so now, we just finished 33,000 square foot Zara, right? Wow. So it's very incredible, and it's we are very blessed, and I don't take that for granted. Just like anything, there is sleepless nights. There's high anxiety as a business owner. I mean, don't. It's not all P's and Q's and gravy. Yeah. So it's like, hey guys, we still live a life, and we still have that. We still have stress. The money don't just fall off the trees that people think. Yes, I mean, there's times where we obviously do really well on jobs, but there's also times where we just have to take the hickey and we have to make it. We don't really make any money, but you got to live and learn, and that's the only way you're going to get better in business. And from entrepreneurs stance, it's like, hey, you got to take business for what business is, and what people need to make sure they understand is that you got to take business and set aside personal. Yeah. And if you cannot do both of those, you're going to have a very hard time moving that in the future. And so, I think that's what a lot of people that don't own a business forget to understand is that, like, hey, look, we have our whole lives to put on the line. Literally, I mean, you're signing guarantees, so like you go and order $200,000 worth of material. Yeah. I got a guarantee for my personal personal funds, right? So it's like, hey, guys, don't worry. It's like, hey, if I went down tomorrow, I still got to pay this. So make sure you give me the money if you don't know. But no, I mean, Fallow started, and with all intentions of, hey, look, we're going to do both sides. Commercial kind of took off, and we've been very, very thankful for the opportunities, and what we're hoping for coming up in the future is I do want to expand out outside of the city of Houston. I mean, it's kind of some stuff that I have on the radar right now, and so we'll see where the Lord wants to take us in this business, and I'm hoping next year will be another avenue that we're going to be able to pursue. That if that time comes, I'll be. Yeah. Well, so let's get back on podcast. When that time comes, I would love to explain.
We'll bring you back on.
Right.
So you started off wanting to do residential and commercial, but you seem like you found a lot of success in the commercial side of things, and now it's kind of your focus point.
Yeah, so
you do commercial.
So I never really started in residential, and I think that's where a lot of people, when they see our divisions, they see our HOA division, right? Yeah. And so our HOA division is actually considered a commercial, but we have it is a division, and it's not commercial retail construction. So I do work with managements, developers, obviously on. You got, from your development standpoint, all your property management groups. I work with them to ensure that your community obviously is still in light. And I think a lot of people, when they hear HOA, they think homeowners association. Right. So and nothing to the residential guys. I just want to make sure that's out there. I personally just don't have the need or want to get into personal residential. And so I'm very glad to where we're at. But yeah, HOA, we've been able to really have a lot of hit on that, and it's been very gracious to us. And one thing that we're doing this year as we get kind of further into that is, we're really hitting our client relations, more or less, so we put together some pretty awesome, lunch and learn presentations that we're kind of going around the community and letting them understand a little bit who we are, along with, bringing some of these nonprofits in and letting them, join our happy hours and what we have, so they can, kind of broadcast what they're doing and how they're helping our community as well, with the support.
Absolutely. Well, cool, man. I love how passionate you are about all of it, from your business to your life, everything, man. So how important is it for you to be, you talked about community, how important is it for you to be involved in your community, different nonprofits, so that you have a presence, a footprint in your community as a business?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, whenever this business was founded, I literally tell everybody this. I say, when I go to church and, and I bow my head, I literally say, I was like, look, I'm going to give as much as I receive. And I think, the more you give, the more you receive. I mean, there's no doubt about it, right? And there's different ways, and I think where people forget too is there's different ways of tithing, right? I mean, and don't take this the wrong way, but you can tithe at church, which we graciously do. But tithing can also go into supporting our veterans, right? Supporting Kaylee Mills Foundation, supporting all the local nonprofits that mean well and are doing good for our community and our kids, and and so long and so forth. And so, for me, that was just a big avenue. I was like, I knew that whenever we started this company, I was like, we're going to get so heavily involved in the community. I want people not to necessarily know my personal name, but I want to know, hey, Fallow Construction, they mean business with our community, right? We mean business in a way of, like, if a little kid walks into my office, I'm not going to, I mean, I know it's kind of one of those
hard
things.
To tell the kids no.
I'm not going to tell them no, and with these kids, they just, they got this light into them, so when they walk in my office, my big heart is just like, man, you need to come in here. But I do make them work for it, so don't let them fool you. I tell them, and I make them tell me why I need to get
it's hard to tell the kids no, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Especially when they come at you face to face.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's the shy ones, but I like breaking the shy ones out.
Yeah, though, I always tell people, if I wasn't doing stuff in the military community, that, and not that I don't do anything with the kids, because I do, but that would be like my second focus point. Like, if I didn't start a military charity, I would have started like a kids charity.
Yes. Yeah, one thing that we do is, we're Kristen's crew, and those that don't know is like, at the end of the year we take foster kids. We take them on a Christmas shopping spree, which is awesome. And so,
that's gotta be so. Man.
Oh, dude. So like last year we took this kid. Well, we took this kid, there's 10 of them. And, I think we ended up having 5 kids or 10 kids were shopping with, we brought a bunch of people together and, we get to the end. And I mean, I swear this kid, whenever they announced that I was shopping with him, I mean, me and him connected like this.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just getting it for 2 hours. I was like, man, there's really no end of the pocketbook for you, buddy. And then he goes, will you be my dad at the end? And I was like, man, you want to bring a tearjerker, dude? He didn't have anything.
Get out the papers,
yeah, because I had to tell him bye, right? And so like we're sitting there and we're cashing out, and he's just happy go lucky, and these kids, they have to wear masks, for that sake, for their security, and he took us off. He's like, well, are you want to be my dad? I was like, oh man. Oh.
Cody.
Man, it's one of those things. It's like, hey, but you know what? At the end of the day, the little kid had a great Christmas.
No doubt.
And what's cool about that, though, Jimmy, out of all of it, is that he cared more about getting his little sister something than he did himself.
Wow.
Which I was like, again, which is so cool about this
coming from his circumstance.
Well, in this particular nonprofit, it's so cool because they give these kids, obviously there's a budget, but they don't, if they go over the budget, it's not a big deal, and that's what I love with like that money is like, hey, look, they may have a $200 budget for that shopping spree,
right?
But if they go $275, they're not going that high, right? They're like, hey, let's get it done. And so that's really cool. Honestly, that's probably
you need to tell me how I can get involved in that. I would love to be a part. Like, you can sponsor a kid or what?
Yeah. So what we do,
packages.
Yeah. So what we do is like there's like it's kind of a package, like similar to how y'all put this stuff together. And so each year we do, we try to get 10 kids. Yeah. And so like, more than happy to come.
You get to go with them and shop with them and be there. And
so
see their
how about you
just
join us this year?
Okay.
Yeah, we got 10.
In,
we just locked in for this year, and so you typically the first week of December. It's about I don't know. I think they do it for 5 days straight, man. So that's how many kids do you think?
Where do y'all go? Like Toys R Us?
No, we go to Target. So off of Cypresswood and 45.
Okay.
And so I mean, it's just like there's probably 30 kids and all the families, and you just see kids and their masks, and they're just all happy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, count me in on that. I'll be a part of that for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right. So, what is your least? This is gonna be a fun question.
Oh god!
And shout out to Kelly, the IV girl. Again, she's here in studio and.
Hey, I'm still dripping.
Feeling great.
And it's still working.
Speaking of sponsors, before I get to my next question, you ever ate at Captain Brad's?
No, but you know what? I passed it the other day, and I was very tempted to pull in.
Man, dude, you have to stop in there. You said you like Cajun food?
Oh.
Or you like, I know you like seafood too.
Oh, dude, you name it.
Dude, oysters, lobster, crab legs, pistolettes, crawfish pistolette. You got to get you'll love their crawfish pistolette if you're a Cajun guy.
Oh,
stop in there. Brittany's the owner, Brittany Applin. She's a big supporter of the community, just like you.
Oh yeah,
big supporter of Boots for Troops. We had her on the show a few weeks ago. But her staff, the atmosphere, everything about the place is amazing. So make sure you go over to Captain Brad's. I'll take you over there for lunch one day.
Hey,
you tell me when. I'll take you.
I think you just stole my heart, buddy.
We'll get you that crawfish pistolette, but. Thank you to Captain Brad's for being a show sponsor as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I do see them involved a lot. As far as what we do with the Boost for Troops, I do see Captain Brad's. They're definitely have their presence known. So yeah, kudos to you guys too.
Just let me know when you want to go to lunch. I'll take you. All right,
that's sweet of you.
We'll drink a few beers too. What is your least favorite and your most favorite thing about being in the construction business? And I say this because I know so many people in the construction business, like different parts of construction, but I hear all the different things, and I'm just wondering what your take on it is.
So let's start with the least favorite. So. Well, I mean, really, it's one of those things where you get into like some very detailed construction projects in which we design build a lot, and so and not everything's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So we try our best, and all I can do is just give them my 110% from my name and on behalf of Fallow. So I think that the most difficult is getting into our finish, right, towards the end of the project. Because we're doing some higher end doctors, clinics, and this and this and this, and so you get into that final like little last basically the last leg, the last 15%. Right. It's like all hands on deck, right? And that's where your final touches that's going to make or break that project is there. And so I would say that's the most stressful for our guys, and honestly for me too. Like we're trying to get inspections, we're trying to finish out, we're trying to do this, we're trying to get that. We're trying to hit a timeline because that's one thing.
Budget.
Yeah, it's just like any type of business, but that's probably one of my flaws is that I'm just so anal about like I if I say it, it's got to go, right?
Oh yeah.
So and and I'm learning a little bit about it.
What did you just say? If you say it, it's got to go. Yeah. Hear that over there at the Butcher Troop office? See, it's not just me. It's not just me.
But I mean, I will say, outside of everything that we do, that's probably the most stressful. So that's probably the least favorite time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool seeing it come together, but it is very stressful time, throughout the construction phase. And then the best is the end product, right?
Yeah.
I mean, whenever all you guys get to go see it, and I get to broadcast this live, right, across our network, it's like, hey man, look, I can put a stamp on that and say that we did that.
Yeah,
that is really cool. And when you get to do something, to that extent,
finished product.
I mean, we're about to do the Mighty Oaks Foundation, right?
Yeah.
Like their studio.
Oh yeah, somebody told me about that the other day. Where was I? Oh, and somebody with Intex Flooring was telling me that you guys were working with them.
Yeah, so I mean, just amazing group. Another big nonprofit.
Oh, yeah.
Chad Robichaud and his.
I'm going to be at the gala if you're going to go.
Oh, are you? I will not be at the gala. I've got other commitments. But hey, I will tell you, I was just in their office this morning, and we're getting ready to ramp up some stuff for their filming studio, and they are building their headquarters coming soon. I mean, I think that's all in getting finished on the design side. Sure. But the fact that we even have an opportunity, and it just so happened that my neighbor moved in from California. They brought their headquarters there, and they were having issues with construction, and we're here, right? So then you get to see stuff like that, right? That you get to see all these just like veterans, and you get to see all these like people, from the state representative side that get to come in, and you can put your name and your stamp on that. That's really cool. And it gives you a little reassurance. Hey, you're doing something right, more or less, right? So,
and you guys built out just so our listeners know, you guys Fallow Construction built out our custom care packing room at our office when we had the grand opening like a year ago or so. And we just had one big room, and we needed these coveys and a custom island built and things like that. You guys came in, Fallow Construction came in and did the build out, donated the services. So I can never thank you enough for that as well. Yeah. You guys did a wonderful job, start to finish.
I'm just ready to build y'all's headquarters. So,
the next
whenever that time comes, guess what? We're gonna be alongside you guys, awesome. And we're looking forward to it. And of course, as we grow this relationship, it's gonna be very cool to see what y'all do. I mean, I see y'all already doing a lot bigger things than 3 years ago when we started with you, right? And so, I'm very anxious to see what all entails for y'all's future.
Well, we love Fallow Construction for sure.
We're here.
So, talk to me about your staff, your personnel. I know you have project managers, you have office staff, I always like to dive into the head of a CEO or a president of a company, because I am myself and I can always learn from you guys.
Right.
What is that culture like at your office? When things get stressful or when things are great, like how is your staff? Talk to me about your staff and your personnel.
Yeah, that's a great question, because just this year, as you know, like we went through a big restructure, right? And it was a great restructure. Still love the guys that were with us. I still talk to them. Wish them all the best.
Right.
But this restructure was definitely necessary. So when we moved our office, and I was like, man, one thing we need to do, we need to boost the morale.
Yeah,
morale is everything, right? You want somebody to come in there and be like, wow, I like working here. Yeah. I'm pleased to work here. The appeal, the aesthetic. When you get into an office, that's very nice. From the internal standpoint, it's cool. So, from the structure standpoint, I was able to bring on a great operations manager. Chris Francis. He's really just kind of taking the reins of the operations to kind of let me, oversee the business from a whole standpoint. Mm-hmm. And, I have office manager, Erica, and then we got 3 superintendents that we have, that are on staff that kind of run all of our build outs. Typically one of our superintendents sees 2 to 3 build outs at a time. And then I have 2 service techs that run basically our HOA.
Right.
And then I keep all of our drywall crews and our foremans for our concrete. They'll go from job to job with us depending on what size.
Those subcontractors.
Yeah,
for the most part.
So for the most part, they're subcontractors. I try to keep 1 or 2 consistently working. They do have their DBAs, but for the most part, they just follow us around, which is great, right? It takes a little bit off of us from the internals and lets them kind of manage their guys. And sometimes, as you would expect, not being bilingual can be there's definitely a communication barrier. So it just helps us a little bit more and empower us. And so we're streamlining new things this year. As anybody, it's construction, you have to be at the latest and greatest.
Right.
And so we implemented some new platforms that are currently underway, and we're implementing even more platforms and new policies and procedures that are getting executed by our council. So it's really cool. I can't wait for the first of the year. I think there's some great things coming for what we're trying to accomplish, and this is only going to help us expand our services. And that's where I kind of mentioned earlier. It's like that's what's going to be able to let us take that next step in our ventures.
Yeah, the people are so important.
Yeah,
like this, that, like,
dude, you have to take care. I'm going to just put this out there, guys. Like, there's no amount of money that you can make that doesn't need to go back to your staff.
Yeah,
I mean, because they're the ones who make you the money, and everybody should know this, right? But I'm going to tell you, don't forget who feeds you and who feeds your family. Yeah. I mean, through the stressful days, through you can find yourself, any business owner can find themselves trying to semi-micromanage, especially when things get hectic or you get a sudden change. It's one of those things that you just have to work with at the time. Sure. But, one thing you have to be is just don't forget, like, you can't go out there and just go spend all this money on everything else and, they don't get a little piece of that pie, right? Yeah. So just always remember, like, the guys that are spending the hours and countless hours and weekends, just make sure you take care of them. And
I think if you take care of them, they'll take care of you. And that's what you want. You want people that care about you. You don't think you'll ever find. They always say nobody will ever care as much about your business as you do.
Right.
But I tell you what, there's some people in my corner, and whether not just my staff, but I have a huge volunteer staff. And committee members, and some of these people that are with me are like Joe Bryant. I got people that are
amazing guy.
I can't do it without them. Like there would literally would not be a contract in the country without certain people.
And you get somebody like that in that basically at free of cost, and that just loves what the purpose is behind it.
And we try to, in other ways, maybe not monetarily, but hey, here's Texans tickets. Hey, here's our committee appreciation party. Here's when we have something we can do for them, we just want to give it to them and love them and care about them, because it's just, you can't thank them enough and be supportive enough of what they need.
And it goes to show, like you were still younger, we're still younger for our generation, for what we're doing and accomplishing in our lives. And, that's what a lot of people see, but it gives you again, goes back to just a little bit of reassurance. Is like whenever you get that call from a potential candidate and they call you and say, man, I heard nothing but great things, and I would love an opportunity. Can I send you my resume?
Yeah.
You don't get that. I mean, you get a lot of guys, and this is no offense again, like, they're gray head before they really start from a CEO, entrepreneur.
You don't see this gray hair, man?
Yeah, but that's just.
Look at that gray hair.
Hey, that's some late night outs.
You gotta put
you're lacking some sleep right now. You need more drip.
That's only 3 or 4 companies. Yeah.
But no. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's you got to have some type of reputation. You got to be known, because you're not going to get guys like I have that just come over with the amount of experience they have with somebody that's just a startup.
Yeah.
You got to make a name for yourself. You got to be known. You got to have have respect, and
Absolutely.
That's it boils down to that. So,
all right. Well, I got maybe one more question here. We got to wrap things up. We have a big event coming up. This show is going to air next Tuesday. The October? Somebody help me out here. 10th? Yes, October 10th.
Oh,
it'll put us 11 days out from Boots for Troops, Concert in the Country, and Cook-Off.
Yeah, I think everybody's anticipating that.
And this is our 8th year doing it. We won. In 2022, we were just awarded the Charitable Event of the Year by the Texas Country Music Association for all of Texas.
Amazing, dude.
You've never been to this event, I don't think, have you?
No, I have not.
This is your first year. We're popping your cherry.
Literally popping my cherry. But I tell you this much. Last year, I was so bummed out when I couldn't make it last year. They had an incredible lineup, who played Shenandoah.
Yeah, Aaron Watson, Shenandoah.
Yeah, Aaron Watson and Shenandoah. And I actually had to go out of town. It was
Astros won the World Series.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Speaking of what, I was at the LSU Alabama game.
Yeah, you were.
Yep, I was. Yep. That's where I was that weekend. It was unfortunate, but I'm here. I'm here this week.
I'm so
year.
geeked about you being here this year, just because, especially you stepping up and being the title sponsor of the Cook-Off. Mm-hmm. We got a 25-30 team Cook-Off. This is our 5th year doing the Cook-Off. Good group of teams out there, and then you get thrown into the big concert with it, and just
we're gonna rally hard.
I'm telling you, dude. Friday's the whole weekend's just gonna be. The energy level at this event, dude, when you walk into this place, we talked about it last week, is just everybody's there for a reason. It's not just a for-profit event. It's patriotic. it's a love fest for our troops, and everybody's having a great time. I'm so excited for you to be there this year, man.
No, and look, man, I think if there's anybody anticipating it more, it's probably me. I'm hounding Erica, my office manager, just to get everything prepped for it, and so it's, I mean, literally, whenever I get there, and it's just going to be for those who have yet to meet me. I'm really looking forward to this year, just like Pill for a Purpose, man. We just tore it down for 3 days, and it's just I can't wait again. This year I'm anticipating so much. There's going to be so much live music, so much. Just fun times, beer drinking, whatever you want to do, out there with the kids. And so I'm really looking forward to it.
There's going to be a Calcutta for the cook-off.
Oh, is there?
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I know what a Calcutta is, man?
You never know, man.
Have you ever went fishing before?
You never know. But I'm hoping that maybe I draw your team if I participate in this Calcutta, man. So
that's good. I got to
bring home the championship.
Just so you know, I just put my squad together last night, and they're coming in. They're dynamite. So.
Well, yeah, so just so you guys know, again, October 21st in Magnolia, Texas, concert in the country presented by Moffitt Services, Planet Ford, and the cook-off presented by Fallow Construction. Get your tickets. We got Joe Nichols, Daryl Worley, Bree Bagwell, Scotty Alexander, I'm going to miss somebody, David Joseph,
6'7",
Brianna Adams. I'm probably missing somebody. Oh, whatever. Check out the lineup on Boots for Troops.
And a ton of barbecue.
Concertinthecountry.org. You find all the information on concertinthecountry.org.
That's right. And Cody, again, thank you.
I
appreciate it, man. I know this is a long time coming, but I'm glad to be here. Thank you for my drip. I'm still loving it. It's still here. I'm feeling good. So
Kelly, the IV girl in the house.
That's
get us
right.
all hooked up.
Yeah, I haven't seen her. This is her.
Well, if you need that drip, make sure you call her.
Yeah.
A few other things before I let you go. Oh no, I need to do sponsor shouts from other sponsors.
Well, you're about to have to walk with me if I have to take this with me.
Okay, that's fine. We'll be like, what do they call us? Those twins that are stuck together. Thank you to TexasStage.com as well. TexasStage.com. If you're doing any type of concert, corporate event, you need a stage, a microphone, an audio, anything like that. These guys are a full production company. They do all my concerts, all my festivals. Great group of guys. Texas Stage. And then also Roof Republic LLC, Chantel Moya. She's a female entrepreneur as well and owns her own roofing business. She does a great job. She's out there trying to kick those dudes' butts in the industry. But
she's gonna make it happen.
Yeah,
it just is what it is.
I love that you say that. But thank you to all the show sponsors, Captain Brad's. Again, thank you to the Ivy girl, Kelly. We're gonna get her in your seat here for a minute, actually.
Perfect.
But Cody, thank you for coming and stopping by today,
man.
telling us about Fallow Construction, sharing with us your passion and energy for the community and your business. And we'll see you out there at Concert in the Country, man.
Love it, brother. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Always.
All right, we're here with Kelly from That Ivy Girl. So that's the name of the company is That Ivy Girl. It's not Kelly the Ivy Girl. I have it on my phone as Kelly the Ivy Girl, so I think I just got used to saying that.
That's how most people refer to me nowadays, but that was the intention of the name being That Ivy Girl. So whenever you're, overserved yourself the night before, you can roll over in bed and be like, babe, call that Ivy Girl.
Oh, that makes sense now. Now you describe it that way. That's probably exactly what people say. Your logo and everything looks, it pops, man. I like it. I like the logo and the name and everything. But
a lot of
tell us about the business and how you can help others.
Yeah, so we're a mobile service. We come to people's homes. We can take care of your company. If you're striving to improve your health and wellness of your employees, we can do that for you. Very competitive in our pricing. So we shop the market, make sure that we're offering the best prices possible. Being the owner, I get to have a say-so in that. Sure. One thing is that we're physician directed. So we have a medical director that oversees the operation. So it's not just, a nurse running the business and that's all it is. We have the medical direction that we need to make sure we're being safe. We're following, laws and rules and have the insurance provided for us. And so being able to go to a client's home and help them if they're in the middle of a food poisoning episode and they're nauseated and vomiting. And when you're leaving, they're saying, oh, thank you so much. I didn't think I was going to make it out, or helping them to avoid that hospital visit and being sent in the ER for 4 hours when they really just needed a bag of fluids to help them out.
Sometimes dehydration is I know for me, man, even when I have I get stressed out, so a lot of it's just I'm just dehydrated, honestly. But thank you for sponsoring the show. Thank you for being a part of this. I think that's important what you said, that you have a physician or some sort of doctor that kind of oversees your operation as well. I think that gives a lot of confidence in the consumer of the product. I know it does for me, but I've used this service many, many times, especially being in the event business. You know, you get into those major event productions, you're grinding for a couple days, and sometimes in the heat, and you get dehydrated or you start feeling a little lightheaded or whatever. And this always brings you back to life. And the next morning is when I always feel like the most. I just feel so good the next morning.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's just because I'm rehydrated or I got a good night's rest because of the drip or what, but I 100% endorse getting a drip for if you're in my industry, or like she said, all the things that she said, or if you just want to improve the health and wellness of your staff, maybe we'll do a drip day for our staff and get everybody hooked up. But anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You want to tell people how they can get a hold of you or
yeah,
more information?
We have a website. It's thativgirltx.com, or you can give us a call at 936-900-9143. You can also text that number as well. We usually offer same-day service, in as little as 1 hour from the time you call, we can usually get you some service. My team is incredible. I have about 8 people that work for me now. They're awesome. Licensed registered nurses and paramedics, and they are kind and compassionate. I mean, they're highly skilled. They know what they're doing. They're great. So awesome. We'd love the opportunity to earn your business and support a small business. We would appreciate it so much.
And thank you for supporting this podcast and the small. It's like everybody supports each other, you know.
Yes.
You know, we try to get the word out about everybody, and you supporting this podcast helps us do the podcast. So, man, thank you so much, and thank you to all our listeners. We can't do the podcast or have the podcast without you guys listening and downloading the podcast. So thank you guys as well. And we'll see you next time on the Sailor Jimmy podcast. And as always, remember, what are you doing with your life?
Thanks for listening to the Sailor Jimmy podcast. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform so you never miss an episode. For more information or to connect with Jimmy, check us out on the web at sailorjimmy.com. On Facebook at facebook.com/SailorJimmyTX, on Instagram at SailorJimmyTX, and on TikTok at SailorJimmy. We'll see you next time.